One of my first videos on Cave Story was my video covering all the different official ports and versions of the games, with each and every version having at least one thing the others didn't. Ever since, I've been wondering and contemplating what a definitive edition of Cave Story would look like, and today, we'll be speculating just that. Now, before we have a bunch of fun making our definitive edition, we should probably go through the small list of bits and pieces that wouldn't come back purely because of hardware or licensing issues. The first feature I think wouldn't come back is obviously the 3D models and environments from Cave Story 3D. Now, a lot of people know I have very mixed feelings about Cave Story 3D's models and levels, so I wouldn't be sad if we didn't see these come back. That said, a 3D style choice in a definitive version of the game would be an amazing option, obviously, but I feel like both Nicholas and the fans realized that the pixel art is just the best way to go through Cave Story. Now, with that said, we also shouldn't expect the definitive version of the game to be in stereoscopic 3D like the eShop port and CS3D are. No modern consoles or displays really support common 3D, so I'm sorry stereoscopic 3D fans, but cuts must be made. And that said, we should also say goodbye to the awful zoom-in feature from DSiWare as well. The final grave we'll be digging, I hate to say, is to the Prinny Cap. Goodbye, Prinny Cap. You were loved and cherished by trillions of gamers, but you were just a product of company collaboration and marketing. May your charm rest in peace. Also, before getting into unique features, let's get the staples out of the way. Obviously, challenge levels should stay. They're so fun and built into the history of the fandom so much that I believe they're essential to keep. Curly Story is also a staple and needs to stay, but if I were to change one thing, I'd definitely say that the difficulties options that are exclusive to Cave Story eShop should be brought back into Curly Story. Why only Cave Story eShop has difficulty select for Curly Story is beyond me, but bring it back. And finally, Jukebox needs to come back, but changes are needed. I feel like some sort of visual when playing the tracks would be nice, but definitely not needed, just a personal touch that I'd like. I do feel like the Ika-chan theme is needed though, as it is a song in the game technically, and it can't be played through Jukebox. The unlocking condition obviously being playing the game on Pixel's birthday. Oh yeah, and throw in co-op too. Okay, now let's hit the unique features. The first one I'd like and have been dying to see is the option to play the game in the original 4:3 aspect ratio. The option of playing different aspect ratios is, again, exclusive to Cave Story eShop. Maybe it's just me, but man, I'd love to play the original aspect ratio on my Switch or another current gen console every once in a while. The option should also affect the remastered graphics since Cave Story Plus originally came out on PC in 4:3 anyways. I also hate to eShop post even more here, but the ability to play classic graphics with the remastered animation sprites would be amazing too. I would love to see some form of ability to mix and match the styles. It'd just be so fun to play with, especially for the fans. Okay, delving into other versions, I feel like the exclusive areas in CS3D should absolutely be a toggleable option in our definitive version of the game. Nicholas has shown that they could add levels to the game with the sandpit. I think adding the areas as a toggle would be incredible, and it gives us the option to play through all versions of the Cave Story map. And despite the Prinny Cap being gone, I do believe the inner wall should come back in some way if this were an option. What item should take its place is completely up to you guys or Nicholas to make, but the inner wall should absolutely come back if we see that option. Dipping into some more obscure features, Definitive Edition should just make all the cheat codes official. I think the method of finding them is completely up to Nicholas or the community, but some sort of menu should be available making all the cheat codes accessible. This means all the costumes, the different gameplay speeds, the lighting toggle, and even the original resolution select. And it wouldn't really hurt to throw in some more fun cheat codes after those either. I get that the cheat codes were probably never meant to be accessible to the public in the first place, but cheat codes are just so fun, let's be honest. Now, let's dig into some of the Nerdieo original ideas that I think would make a rad addition. I think being able to see some speedrun replays within the leaderboards would be amazing. Sure, anybody can just look up a YouTube video watching challenge level runs, but I think some way to share clips and tactics online through the leaderboards would be fun and might bring some runners together for the fast sharing. Another feature that'd be cool is some form of retrospective for Cave Story. I would love this. Show off some gameplay of all the game's crossovers and footage/art that came as a result of the different ports. This could also be a really cool way for Nicholas to share some Cave Story concepts that never came to be, and maybe even throw in a small beta section. It doesn't have to be this massive in-depth thing, but it wouldn't exactly kill them to add this either. And with that said, I think that's enough speculating from my side on what a definitive edition would look like. I tried to leave it open for you guys, and I'd love to see what features you would all love to see added. Maybe I've forgotten some too, so let me know in the comments below what you'd all love to see in a Cave Story Definitive Edition. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, Nerdieo is out.